missile hit just before the ceasefire, killing at least 4 Israelis. As for the missiles that violated the agreement,
Israel's defense minister and the chief of general staff have now vowed fierce retaliation for the violation of a ceasefire that wasn't quite 4 hours old when those missiles came into the north of Israel.
Well, President Trump's going to leave the country this morning soon to go to the Netherlands, gathering with other leaders in the NATO alliance, days after the U.S. joined Israel, hitting Iran with airstrikes on 3 nuclear facilities.
Talk of the Middle East will likely dominate the NATO summit, which was intended to focus on deterrence and defense in Europe. There is some concern about what Russia might do next. Over the weekend, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev warned the U.S. strikes will lead to the production of more nuclear weapons, and he added that several countries are ready to supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. President Trump responded to that, saying, "Did I hear former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran? Did he really say that, or is it just a figment of my imagination?" Medvedev later said Russia has no intention of supplying Iran with nuclear weapons.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. A win for the president at the Supreme Court. The justices lifted a judge's order blocking the administration from deporting illegal immigrants to countries they're not from after a challenge to migrants being sent to South Sudan. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An extended period of above average temperatures. Your radar is clear. It's 77 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 96 today. A heat advisory is in effect until the end of the week. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. We are in a heat wave. That is the definition of what you're feeling right now, says forecaster Cody Moore at the National Weather Service.
Sometimes you just feel like something's not right. Get inside, start to cool down, stay out of the heat. If you have to be outside, it's always recommended to be outside in the early morning hours or the late evening hours, when the sun's not beating down on you.
Rain is possible today, but Moore says that's not necessarily a good thing because once it falls, the humidity will go back up. Tyrese Halliburton had surgery last night in New York after tearing his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. From his hospital bed, he posted a photo making a heart with his hands. He said the injury hasn't just taken a toll on his body, it's hit him mentally too. Halliburton called it frustrating and heartbreaking, especially after spending his whole life reaching that moment. He was seen in a wheelchair getting off the team plane early Monday as the Pacers returned to Indianapolis. A judge has sentenced a 15-year-old kid to 45 years in prison in Fort Wayne. The teenager named Gregory Watkins was convicted of killing a 14-year-old last year, and after he was named a suspect, he ran to Tennessee. That's where he was arrested, and the prosecutors charged him as an adult shortly after that. Some Republican senators say a deal on a budget bill that Congress has been working on doesn't do enough to cut spending, and they're holding out. Congressman Marlon Stutzman tells Wish TV that he believes they'll work out the differences.
I believe that we'll get it done. Republicans are united in knowing that we've got to trim the spending that Washington has been doing over the past several years, especially back down to a size that's responsible.
And Stutzman says he believes the $36 trillion debt is the greatest threat to our country. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one-stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
At Puccini's, we think less screen time and more quality mealtime is the better way. Eat, talk, and dine with less blue light glaring or talking heads blaring while enjoying great food at a reasonable price is the Puccini's way. Dine in for hot, delicious food prepared fresh and to your liking. If you need anything, we're right there so you'll leave full and happy. We have delivery options and carryout, but let's start dining in together again the way we all used to enjoy so much.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
Okay, construction zone looking pretty good here so far on the south side. Northbound 65 moving Up to speed as far as the construction zone goes from 465 up to the South Split. No problems there at the moment. And everything through the Clear Path construction zone on the northeast side looking good as well. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your auto, home, and business with Progressive and get 24/7 coverage. See if you can save at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Hey, Tony, good morning. Another hot one here. That heat advisory remains in effect until late Friday. We're mostly sunny, hot, and humid. There might be a spotty storm developing this afternoon. I think better chances are going to be north of the city. Today's high 93. Feels like temperatures could get as high as 105. Tonight, mostly clear, muggy, a low of 74. Same thing for Wednesday. Sunny, hot, and humid. A few pop-up storms in the afternoon, a high of 92. Thursday, partly cloudy, maybe a slightly better chance for some scattered afternoon storms with highs into the mid-90s.
That right there is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. Marcus, thank you. Already 75 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:06. Ceasefire? Come now. I mean, I read it. I was on Newsmax last night and asked about it as this news broke, and I said it's a bad day for the Candace Owenses of the world, who were convinced that everything was going to be terrible and we would all die, and the hand-wringing was something else, ridiculous. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of these people that. Why are they being followed by anybody? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Bad day for Tucker. Bad day for Dave Smith, comic. Good Lord. And they should be embarrassed. But ceasefire between Iran and Israel because President Trump said so? I don't think they're ever going to shoot at each other again. I think this is going to last for forever. That's make-believe. You think you can have a ceasefire with an Islamist ideologue whose entire life is predicated on destroying Israel and destroying Jews? You're going to have peace with that guy because you drop bombs on him? Do you not know what an ideologue is? Do you not understand how these people operate? There's no one who actually believed that this was going to take place, was there? Israel said it accepted the president's ceasefire deal. Israel said it achieved its war aims by Iran by removing what's called the dual existential threat from the country's nuclear and ballistic missile programs in light of the achievement of the operational goals and in full coordination with President Trump. Israel agreed to the president's offer for a bilateral ceasefire. Took a little while. They were not right quick to it, which is usually the position. Oh, yeah, absolutely, ceasefire. And then watch Iran violate the ceasefire because, of course, they will. Do they keep funding Hamas and Hezbollah? Violation of ceasefire. Oh, it's not? Well, then we have a very different idea of what a ceasefire is. An hour after accepting the ceasefire, Israel says missiles were fired from Iran. Israel's military then said it was going to respond with force to the Iranian missiles. Iran then says Israel launched 3 attacks just after the ceasefire started. And so it goes. Trusting Iran is insane. Well, Tony, how else do you get to peace? I am telling you that trusting Iran is impossible. Trust the Ayatollah? And what of the actual Iranians who may be interested in their own regime change, where it actually has to come from? Is the president of the United States actually going to speak against that? Because if he does, he's not only wrong, he's criminally insane. If the people of Iran want a better life, go get it. You deserve it. And you don't deserve this guy, this brutality of this Islamic hellscape. You deserve better. Go get better. I'm not sure how the president's going to see it, because maybe he's not insane. But thinking a ceasefire was going to work and work for forever, and this is it. It's over. We're going to have peace for forever. Let's stop saying that. That is not true when you're dealing with an Islamist society that is based on one philosophy. Did I say something that was out of the realm? Or is the honesty just too much for some folk? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick, a Denmark-based company moving from Boone to Hamilton County. And CareSource Indiana takes aim on workforce shortages at 632 Inside Indiana Business.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off is good through the end of June. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Jim Schrader, IT Director for Lakota and SMC Trailers and Viaggio Pontoon Boats, has a solid reason for selecting Applied Innovation.
With companies, the bottom line comes to dollars and cents. It really does. And when we consolidated all our printing needs with Applied, we got rid of all these onesies, twosies desktops that we were having to take care of and got the big MFPs and strategically placed them.
And with the Applied Innovation Printing Solution,
we're saving about $25,000 a year between the three companies by doing that. And of course, everybody's like, oh, well, what if I need to print privately or this or that? You know, they've helped me set up private print, direct print, coded print, all that stuff.
You're sold on Applied Innovation.
If you're looking for great service, attentiveness, and a fantastic product, Applied is the place to go. Applied is Johnny on the spot, literally.
Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Barrow, what are you doing?
I'm looking at inbound 69, Tony, and it looks good here so far this morning into the Clear Path construction zone from State Road 37, making our way down from Fishers, and then northbound 465 through the same construction zone, that redesign of the I-69 465 interchange. Northbound looking good right now from East 56th Street as you make your way past Allisonville Road. Southbound lanes doing just fine at the moment. If you're going to the airport this morning from the city center, looking good on westbound 70 from West Street, Meridian, Illinois, wherever you're hopping onto 70 in downtown, and then making your way out to Indianapolis International. No problems there. Everything up to speed. If that changes, I'll let you know. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Save on top brands like Electrolux, Frigidaire, and more during the red, white, and blue sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. That's grandappliance.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
75 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center already. The time is 6:16.
Need air conditioning service and want to work with a local company you can trust like B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical? Find that independent American Standard air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Indy Humane. Find your new best friend today. Visit IndyHumane.org. Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at GotYour6.org.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
It's a win for the good guys at the Supreme Court. Yes, deportations can continue of illegal immigrants to not their home country. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Find everything I do over at TonyKatz.com. And, of course, the podcast, wherever it is you get your podcasts. Tony Katz in the Morning News, Tony Katz Today, Eat, Drink, Smoke. My gosh, that's only 3. I have room for more. You'll find that over there at your favorite podcast platform. Just search for them by name. Tony Katz in the Morning News, Tony Katz Today, Eat, Drink, Smoke. They're all there for you. This was a 6-3 decision. Once again, the liberal judges doing what liberal judges do, which is not worrying themselves about the law. I mean, did you hear about Ketanji Brown Jackson going after other justices? Saying their problem is they engage pure textualism, and so they're small-minded, and they show favoritism to moneyed interests. That's what she said. You have Neil Gorsuch discussing a position saying this court has long recognized that the textual limitation upon a law's scope must be understood as no less a part of its purpose than its substantive authorizations. Ketanji Brown Jackson says that's a stingy outcome because you have run in a series of textualist circles and the majority, quote, closes its eyes to context, enactment history, and the legislature's goals. I cannot abide that narrow-minded approach. That's one heck of a way to talk about your fellow justices when you can't even define what a woman is. Thank goodness the concept of textualism exists so well in this Supreme Court. Thank goodness that the legacy of Antonin Scalia prevails over the ridiculousness of this. I'm amazed sometimes when there are 9-0 decisions that she comes along. What is it that makes her say, yeah, I can't fight this one? But a 6-3 decision that the president can engage these deportations again to these third-party countries. The president has the right to administer immigration policy, to set immigration policy. Maybe the problem is that you think that this is way too much because Joe Biden had no immigration policy, except to say, come on in. Do you have ice cream? Come on in. Do you have ice cream? That's all he knew how to say. So the Supreme Court allowing this is good, is important. Now you say to me, well, it's not fair. They're going to this country and you should send them back to their home country. But then you have judges who say you can't send them back to their home country, basically saying that the president can't do his job. And no judge has that capacity. I didn't elect any of those ridiculous judges. I elected the ridiculous president. See what I did there? See, people can call him ridiculous. You see, because I called the judges ridiculous. Doesn't matter. That guy got elected. Trump got 77 million votes, and the judge got nothing. So let's deal with the guy who got the votes, the guy who's the actual representative of the people. That story, because of what's going on with Iran and Israel and the strikes from the U.S., is not getting much play, but it should, because it's very, very important. Because this isn't about whether you like it. This is about whether or not the president has the authority to do it. That's the story. The story is that the president has the authority to engage the deportations. That no one who crosses the border illegally somehow has the right to stay for forever. They don't have the right to stay at all. This is the story. But yet we have these very activist, very dangerous judges who believe that they should be able to usurp the voter, which is a constant reminder that all of that, everything you see from these activist judges, has nothing to do with Donald Trump and has everything to do with you. If you voted for Donald Trump, this is about you. Your rights being taken away as a citizen, your vote being put to the side. The robed people think they know better, and they don't. Well, Tony, they must know something. They're able to be judges. Ketanji Brown Jackson cannot define what a woman is. Please. What is the... It exists in the business world where people get promoted to the level of their incompetence. Is it the Peter principle? Something like that? Where people get promoted to the level of their incompetence. We've all seen it time and time and time again. So, I simply state to you that wearing a robe does not make one an intellectual. Although there are definitely people who wear robes who are very good at what they do. Allow them to usurp the authority of the president and the will of the people? No, not at all. Speaking of the will of the people, the ever popular non-vote getter Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen. And you thought it was retired. She's considering a run for governor of California. What do you want me to do? If Californians want to vote for that, they can. It's like in New York. New Yorkers and their Democratic primary most likely are going to vote for Zohran Mamdani, this communist, this Marxist who wants to open city-run grocery stores. You wait for bread lines. Democratic socialists. There's no such thing as a democratic socialist. They're all Marxists. It's a lie. He is now ahead of Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary because Andrew Cuomo doesn't know how to run a campaign. He's a pompous, I think that's the most I can say, and just thought my name's Cuomo. People will vote for me. You think I could stop New Yorkers from destroying themselves? I can't. I can't stop New Yorkers from destroying themselves. I could do something about Indianapolis destroying itself. That's why I talk about the Marxist communist Jesse Brown on the city county council from time to time. You can't let this guy have any power. What, are you out of your mind? These people have no understanding of how a society runs. None. They have weird fantasies and absolute violence. I live here. I can do something about it here. I can't do anything about New York. If they vote for him, they vote for him. And I will then take one more visit to New York and say it isn't even the place I remember. But at least I could go to Tavola. I can go to Russ and Daughters. Maybe I'll take in a show. Because after that, all the bets are off. They didn't learn from Bill de Blasio. Some people are slow learners. If New York falls, New York falls. What is it? What am I supposed to do? If California wants terrible, California will elect terrible. They've done it many times already. Matt Bear, he has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
What's happening, Tony? Northbound 65 on the south side slows from Raymond Street up to the south split for the construction zone. The lane restrictions on I-65 both directions from the south split to the north split as they add a travel lane to that stretch of 65, and that's going to be going on until the end of next year. Everything else looking pretty good right now. No crashes to tell you about on the interstates. We're moving up to speed, and we like to see that. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Hogset says he wants to move past the scandals. We just want to move past Hogset.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
The heat, people. It's not going away, but you can do something about it in your home by talking to Masters Heating and Cooling and making sure your family is cool and comfortable all summer long. I have worked with Masters Heating and Cooling many times. They've replaced part of my system. They have serviced the system. David, the general manager, and that entire team, they've done incredible work for me, and they're going to do great work for you as well. And Masters Heating and Cooling has very, very flexible financing options. So whatever it is you need, yes, you can make that happen for you and your family. And no matter what time it is, day or night, weekends, Masters Heating and Cooling has 24-hour emergency services that are available. Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Masters Heating and Cooling. 567-9505 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joiner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joiner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is joinerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joiner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joiner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joinerhomes.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Over the last few years, things have gotten weird.
And for our kids, these things can be overwhelmingly stressful.
Scientific research and real-life experience
tell us that the #1 antidote to stress is authentic, trusted relationships.
So that's why I
am committed to building and maintaining a trusted space.
This is a trusted space.
Access free films and resources to build trusted spaces in your schools and communities at atrustedspace.org. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A ceasefire that lasted just hours. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis. We're at 75 degrees. We're going up to near 100 degrees today. A high of 96. A heat advisory in effect through the rest of the week. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Israel is accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire hours after it began Tuesday.
A little shy of 4 hours into the ceasefire agreement, there were alerts that another missile was heading into the north of Israel. Military bloggers say that was one missile. That hasn't been confirmed by the IDF. But we do have a statement from Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, saying that he has instructed the Israeli Defense Forces, the Israeli Air Force, to respond forcefully to this violation of the ceasefire. And he says they will start hitting targets in the heart of the Iranian regime.
And that's Fox's Mike Tobin reporting in Israel this morning. The NATO summit is underway in the Netherlands.
NATO's leaders will dine with the Dutch king and queen this evening, but Ukraine is looking for scraps from the table. Whereas the Russian invasion dominated previous summits, this year it's much lower down the agenda.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage reporting.
President Zelensky gets a meeting with the alliance's Secretary General today. Mark Rutte announced yesterday that European countries had pledged $35 billion to Ukraine's defence this year, up from $20 billion. But the Ukrainian president won't be at the leaders' meeting tomorrow. He's hoping to meet President Trump on the sidelines.
And President Trump is flying to the Netherlands today to meet with world leaders. Schools across Indiana, both public and private, are having to make tough financial decisions.
Ivy Tech mentioned the need or the intent to cut about 200 positions statewide.
Gary Dick with Inside Indiana Business telling Tony Katz that this goes back to the state budget, calling for funding to be cut at several colleges and universities across the Hoosier State. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Denmark-based Viken, a supplier of hygienic cleaning tools for the food and beverage industry, has announced plans to relocate the company's North American headquarters from Zionsville to Westfield. Viken North America plans to spend $11.2 million to build an 80,000 square foot warehouse and office facility that will house about 56 employees. UPS has closed its distribution center in the northern Indiana town of Bourbon. The company says the move is part of its network reconfiguration initiative. CareSource Indiana is partnering with the Little Medical School to introduce elementary and middle school students in rural Indiana to careers in healthcare. CareSource Indiana President Dr. Cammie Wright.
It is really important to expose young individuals to healthcare fields and just to the body and how the body works.
You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Indiana's economy is on the move, and every region has a role to play. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business for the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're traveling to 10 regions across the state to spotlight business growth, workforce development, innovation, and Indiana's tech hubs. Don't miss this front row look at Indiana's future and the growth opportunities in your region. Find out when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/innovate. Two companies headquartered in Indiana are being recognized in Fast Company's annual list of world-changing ideas. The publication says the list features projects that have created or are trying to create substantive, positive change in the world. Elkhart-based Thor Industries and California-based Harbinger Motors earned the overall award for their hybrid electric RV, built as the first ever developed in the country. Indianapolis-based Ahimsa also received honors in the social equity and accessibility category for its line of stainless steel tableware for children and lunch trays developed for schools. Purdue University has been named the official university partner of Sunny, a multi-platform media brand geared toward girls and young women that is affiliated with actress and entrepreneur Reese Witherspoon. The Sunny brand aims to empower Gen Z girls and young women through storytelling and also encouraging them to imagine careers in fields such as science, technology, engineering, and math. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, interstates, looking at the south side, northbound 65, a little bit of slow before 465 because of the construction zone you are in and about to continue on into. This is northbound 65 right around Thompson Road. Outside of that, we're looking okay here so far. This morning coming down from Lebanon, looking fantastic on southbound 65 from State Road 32 to the Dongleg 865. No sweat there. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to BeWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
75 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's going on?
Tony, good morning. Tyrese Halliburton had surgery late last night in New York to repair his Achilles that he tore in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He posted from his hospital bed, making a heart with his hands and thanking fans for their support. He said the injury has hit him hard, not just physically, but mentally. He called it frustrating and heartbreaking, especially after working his whole life to make it to that moment. He has a long rehab process. The Indiana Fever chasing bounce-back win tonight in Seattle after dropping a game in Vegas on Sunday. Caitlin Clark talked about struggling but being close to clicking.
I think that's what's kind of been frustrating about these few losses. And I think for us today, I think this is much different than the Golden State loss. I think Golden State, we just got straight up outplayed and, out hustled.
And tonight's game tips at 10. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
More than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease, and 2/3 are women. Hi, I'm Cherie Sample Hughes, Chair for Women in Government. Alzheimer's disease progresses slowly over 10 to 20 years in stages. Recognizing symptoms early could help make a difference. A timely diagnosis may allow for more options, including access to emerging care. Speak with your doctor to see if testing is the right next step for you and your family. Find more information at womeningovernment.org.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be.
Dig in a little bit further on Tyrese Halliburton, because to give his commentary on social media short shrift, I think is a very, very large mistake. His post is something else. Although I would tell you, Tyrese, we don't know each other. Never, ever make the heart thing with your hands. Leave that to Caitlin Clark. The last thing you want is Greg Doyle after you. You know what I mean. You don't want him after you. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Oh, if you do the heart thing, he demands your fealty. Someone's going to say to me, you can't say that about Greg Doyle. That's just the start, boo-boo. What Tyrese Halliburton wrote is remarkably honest and rather relatable. Of course, Game 7, NBA Finals, tears the Achilles. We all saw it happen. ESPN despicably replayed it over and over again because they're really an ugly outfit. I don't know why they do some of the things they do. And for me, I wasn't a fan of their announcers. And I think that their halftime, Stephen A. Smith, you explain it. I can't. Maybe there was something really interesting there, but dear God, that was not I don't think anybody wanted that. They were very happy when halftime was over. There was no analysis in that halftime show that brought any value at all. None whatsoever. An uninteresting group if I ever saw one. They may all be good on their own or in other places. As this, very bad. Not the story. The story is Tyrese Halliburton, who has the surgery on the Achilles and writes, "Man, don't know how to explain it other than shock. Words cannot express the pain of this letdown. The frustration is unfathomable. I've worked my whole life to get to this moment, and this is how it ends? Makes no sense." Halliburton continues, "Now that I've gotten surgery, I wish I could count the number of times people will tell me that I'm going to come back stronger. What a cliche, LOL. This blank sucks. My foot feels like dead weight, fam. But what's hurting most, I think, is my mind. Feel like I'm rambling. But I know this is something I'll look back on when I'm through this. As something I'm proud I fought through. It feels good to let this blank out without y'all seeing this kid ugly cry. At 25, I've already learned that God never gives us more than we can handle. I know I'll come out on the other side of this a better man and a better player. And honestly, right now, torn Achilles and all, I don't regret it. I'd do it again and again after that to fight for this city and my brothers, for the chance to do something special." Indy writes, Tyrese Halliburton, "I'm sorry. If any fan base doesn't deserve this, it's y'all. But together we are going to fight like hell to get back to this very spot and get over this hurdle. I don't doubt for a second that y'all have my back, and I hope you guys know that I have yours. I think Kobe said it best when in this same situation, quote, there are far greater issues, challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever." And that's exactly right. I will do everything in my power to get back right. My journey to get to where I am today wasn't by happenstance. I've pushed myself every day to be great, and I will continue to do just that. The most important part of this all is that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every single experience that's led me here. I'm grateful for all the love from the hoop world. I don't have to go through this. I get to go through this. I'm grateful for the road that lies ahead. Watch how I come back from this. So give me some time. I'll dust myself off and get right back to being the best version of Tyrese Halliburton. He ends by quoting Proverbs 3. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." To the Pacers, just sign the check. Whatever the guy wants. That's a Hoosier. Nothing else to say. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
It's hot out there.
The weather's hot.
It's really hot.
But the headlines, they are even hotter.
Massive precision strikes.
This was about being clandestine and the nuclear capability of Iran.
The news of the day is heating up.
Things have gotten super hot out there.
Iran is run by homicidal maniac crazy people.
Stay cool.
Angry at the basketball gods.
Stay informed.
This isn't the way that it was supposed to go down.
Stay with 93 WIBC.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Traffic on the 5s. What are you doing, Matt Bear?
I'm looking at northbound 65. We are slowing down after South Keystone Avenue up to the south split. That's because of road construction, and now we have stop-and-go traffic through that area, keeping a watchful eye on this because we're a little slower than normal, but so far cannot see an incident on the camera. Please be careful going northbound 65 as you make your way through the construction zone on the south side. Again, stop-and-go traffic from 465 up to Raymond Street. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now. B Window. Okay, there it is. We see action there on the left lane. Okay, camera has now loaded. It's northbound 65 right around Raymond Street. Left lane is blocked. More coming out at 654. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
75 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. This is what you desire. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. The WIBC mashup is everything you love, from fiery debates to laugh out loud takes, all in one podcast. No weak sauce, just the best of the day each weekday. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Bend down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk.
So I noticed, saw a story that in Nora, a place was opening called the Milkshake Factory. I have no connection to the Milkshake Factory whatsoever, and there are 9 million jokes you can make about it. But no, they actually sell milkshakes. Tony Katz. I made myself laugh. I'll be done in a minute. Hold on. 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. They sell milkshakes. And this is a franchise that comes out of Pittsburgh. But this isn't the first time this kind of thing has been tried. There are places that do milkshakes. We used to call them ice cream shops. Or ice cream shops if you don't want to put the emphasis on cream. But somehow a milkshake became $10. Sometimes more. And you're like, what is actually happening here? And then I got introduced to Swig. And if you don't know what Swig is basically a soda shop that's drive-through. And you can drive through and you'll be like, I'd like a dirty Dr. Pepper, please. You're like, what's a dirty Dr. Pepper? Well, it's Dr. Pepper and it's coconut flavoring. And it's $1.90. It's $1.90 for a fountain soda. I go to any convenience store and it's 99 cents. It's $1.90. Oh, that's if you only want coconut. If you want the Dr. Pepper and the coconut and the pineapple, not the pineapple and the vanilla. Matt Bear, it's called the Dirty Little Secret, Matt Bear. That's what it's called. When it's got the pineapple and the vanilla cream. I'm assuming it's called Dirty Little Secret because of the pineapple, because you know what pineapple means. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you can't even answer because you're busy making arrangements. That's $3. And this place has got, at least in Carmel high schoolers and others spending $3, $4, $5 for a freaking soda. And now you got the milkshake place. You got to assume that the peanut butter melt-away cookie sundae milkshake, house-made vanilla ice cream layered with peanut butter cookies, creamy peanut butter sauce, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and melted fudge, you got to assume that that's going to be like around those $10 shakes. The question is, we do this? There's a real market for this? This has become the idea of affordable? By the way, go be successful as all get out. Go get a Milkshake Factory. Knock it out of the park. I am constantly reminded of Pulp Fiction. That's a $5 milkshake. It's milk and ice cream. I don't know if it's worth $5, but that's a damn good milkshake. Like, that's constantly what's in my head. It's the first time I can really remember saying, how old am I, that I can look at this and be like, that's a crazy price to pay for a milkshake. Except it is. If you're paying $10 plus for a milkshake, that's nuts. That is insane. If you gave me $10, I could make everybody listening a milkshake. And that would be, hold on, carry the two, 9 million milkshakes. I am stunned. Listen, I want these people to be successful, but to the kids out there, if you thought you should buy a milkshake a week at $10, I don't know how much this place is, or a swig or two a week at $10, and you just put it into an investment account now, and you just kept doing it until you were 60, I know, which sounds like a million years away, you will thank Uncle Tony. Dear Lord, be in business, be successful. I'm not here to stop it. I'm just, good gosh, $10 milkshakes, $5 sodas. This is the world. I really am in the wrong business, aren't I? Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Looking at northbound 65 south side crash between Raymond Street and the South Split. The left lane is blocked, which takes us down to one lane only in this construction zone. The delay is awful. It's backed up to 465 and 25 minutes additional as you make your way northbound 65 from 465 past Raymond Street. 31 might be the better reroute. 31 East. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one-stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
It's not just adults who can feel stressed out. Our children feel stressed too. I'm Tammy Silverman of Indiana Youth Institute. Between school demands, maintaining friendships, and expectations from adults, it's no wonder that children sometimes feel stressed out. But unlike adults, experts say children may not be able to recognize stress or know how to cope. Luckily, you can help your child handle the challenges they're facing. Start by making yourself available to talk and be a good listener. Let your child express their views, and when you respond, focus on your child's feelings rather than your own. You can also ask your child what they need from you, whether it's advice or help solving a problem. But if stress is still overwhelming, experts recommend you reach out to a licensed mental health professional to make sure your child gets the support they need and deserve. This Kids Count Minute is a message from Indiana Youth Institute. For more parent tips, visit IYI.org.
Kids Count on you.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton had to say after surgery, what forecasters are saying about this extreme heat, and what Governor Mike Braun is doing about the rising cost of tuition. Those stories and more after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Tuesday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
Both sides violated the ceasefire. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just said that, adding he's unhappy with Iran and really unhappy with Israel with its vow to retaliate to Iranian missile launches. The president just told reporters moments ago Israel should not drop its bombs. Bring your pilots home.
The Iranian political echelon is denying that they had anything to do with this violation of the ceasefire. But just when the ceasefire was about 4 hours old, the IDF now says it was 2 missiles that flew into the north of Israel, both of them intercepted.
Fox's Mike Tobin and Beersheba were just before the ceasefire went into effect. An Iranian missile hit, killing at least 4 Israelis.
In recent minutes, we have seen the volunteers from Zaka combing through the rubble, trying to gather the remains of people who may be inside of the rubble. The Zaka volunteers are the people with the grim task of putting people back together for a proper Jewish burial.
President Trump also told reporters after Israeli and U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities that Iran will never rebuild that program, feared to be making weapons. Now, that could be a big topic at the NATO summit in the Netherlands. The president is about to fly there.
NATO's leaders will dine with the Dutch King and Queen this evening, but Ukraine is looking for scraps from the table. Whereas the Russian invasion dominated previous summits, this year it's much lower down the agenda. President Zelensky gets a meeting with the alliance's Secretary General today. Mark Rutte announced yesterday that European countries had pledged $35 billion to Ukraine's defence this year, up from $20 billion.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage in The Hague. The Supreme Court gives the Trump administration a win in the push to deport more illegal immigrants, lifting a lower court order blocking migrants being sent to countries they're not from.
Attorneys representing migrants from places like Vietnam and Burma challenged those deportations to a third-party country. A source with knowledge of the situation told Fox News the original flight was sent to Djibouti.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some rain plus plenty of heat and humidity. Your radar is clear. It is 77 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. We're going up to 96 today. A heat advisory is in effect through Friday at 8 p.m. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
It's an extended period of above normal temperatures. This definitely constitutes as a heat wave.
Forecaster Cody Moore at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
I mean, we're going to have nearly a week of significantly above average temperatures for this time of year, because our average highs are right now in like the mid-80s.
And Moore says there is a chance for rain today, but it won't do much to slow the temperatures. It'll only bring more humidity. All of Indiana's public colleges and universities are hitting pause on tuition hikes. Governor Mike Braun said this morning that all 15 schools, including the regional campuses, have agreed to freeze tuition and fees for in-state students for the next 2 academic years. The move follows Braun's request last month to keep costs flat and cut back on waste without lowering quality. Tyrese Halliburton's recovery starts right now. Jarrett Lewis with more on the Indiana Pacers guard who went down in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
About 24 hours after tearing the Achilles tendon in his right leg in Sunday night's loss to Oklahoma City, Tyrese Halliburton was through with surgery in New York to repair it. Halliburton posted a picture to social media from his hospital bed Monday night, throwing up a heart with his hands, saying he has no regrets and, quote, would do it all again for this team and this city. Halliburton was visibly upset, seeming to know right away what had happened when he went down about halfway through the first quarter. He added in his post, I will do everything in my power to get back right. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You may remember us talking about Kroger planning to close 60 stores nationwide yesterday. Well, now they say 2 northern Indiana stores will be affected, one in South Bend and one in Elkhart. Some Republican senators are holding out on a deal to agree to spending federally. Chris Davis reports one Republican congressman says the bill must happen.
We all realize that the $36 trillion of debt is the greatest threat to the United States right now because Washington and Congress hasn't been responsible with taxpayer dollars over the past several decades.
Congressman Marlin Stutzman talking to Wish TV. He says he believes the rescissions bill that was passed is a good start at cutting some of the spending, but more needs to be done to get the economy growing. Stutzman says Republicans will come together on something final that will both make cuts and stop some of the excessive spending. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And arrests were made and tickets were issued in northern Indiana this past weekend. Here's John Herrick.
Sergeant Ted Bonner with the State Police Bremen District said they used what they called a wolf pack patrol to arrest people for committing various felonies and misdemeanors. He says reckless driving by those on motorcycles has been a focal point lately.
That's been a big problem already this year, is motorcycles racing and driving recklessly. So we put some troopers out to see what we could do about it.
They made 4 reckless driving arrests, along with issuing 80 tickets and 81 warnings. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go. Head to WIBC.com. It is Tuesday morning at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? A crash in a construction zone on the south side, and we are slow. This is northbound 65 at Raymond. Left lane is blocked, so we're down to 1 lane now in this construction zone with a backup running to 465. So delays at 28 minutes. If you don't want to be late for work and do not get stuck in that. Checking out the rest of the metro looks pretty good now if you're coming in from Greenwood on northbound 65. Everything's fine from, say, Main Street exit 99 up to 465. It's at 465 when you hit this awful 28-minute delay, that backup. So keep that in mind. Maybe you'll need a reroute this morning. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
I forget who we have. I have no idea. I have no idea who's doing weather anymore. I don't know which end is up. It's 9 million degrees, and honestly, everybody is just moving slow and wondering why we're living in this boiling hellscape.
It's Ryan. Tara's back tomorrow.
So Ryan Morse is responsible for everything that has happened.
I apologize to everyone. It's been a brutal stretch, and unfortunately, it's going to continue through the end of the week. We have heat advisories until Friday. Today, mostly sunny, hot, and humid. Now, the difference we're going to see today and through the next couple of days, spotty pop-up afternoon showers and storms are going to be possible. High temperatures in the low to mid-90s, heat index value in the triple digits. Tonight, mostly clear, lows in the mid-70s. As we're going into Wednesday, dry start, hot and humid, scattered afternoon showers and storms possible. High temperatures in the lower 90s, expected to remain in the 90s through the end of the week and even into parts of the weekend.
That's Ryan Morse with this forecast that we have been dealing with and will be dealing with all week. The heat, the humidity. Stay hydrated, check on a neighbor, check on your pets. Make sure they've got water, and don't leave them outside. Just because your dog barks and you just don't want to be that jerk. You got the dog. Handle it. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away, Ryan Morse. Got a little sidetracked. Right there. It happens. 76 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:08. Small Business Administration leader, the administrator Kelly Loeffler, is scheduled to be with us in the next hour at 8:15. Here in, she is, I believe in town, is Kelly Loeffler. So we will speak to her about the challenges of small business and what it is Hoosiers can get help with. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. She's here to talk about the One Big Beautiful Bill. We will ask her questions about that. The former senator from Georgia, Kelly Loeffler. But I cannot go any further without discussing the governor, Mike Braun, the new board members he has picked for the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, and to ask the question, what in the actual hell is going on? So I will tell you that I find a tremendous amount of these things confusing. The minutia of state government is meant to confuse. I believe that to be true. But the concept of the IEDC, which really, we go back to Mitch Daniels and the aggressiveness of it is the idea that we can attract business to the state of Indiana. We should. Something that I agree with. This is different than, let's say, Elevate Ventures, which is, hey, let's be going out there and placing money in businesses, picking winners and losers, and really kind of moving this thing along. And some people could even go with that, but then Elevate Ventures decided they were going to take the money that was supposed to go back to the state and we'll invest it into a whole new thing to build growth. It's very ugly stuff. The amount that they're charging for their services and how they're using the money that's supposed to go back to the people, and they're using it for another investment opportunity. Unimpressed with that methodology. But I do agree with the idea of saying, hey, we need a team to go out there and attract the business because we want it. And to say we don't want it is very odd and very awkward and very strange and very weird. Get busy moving or get busy dying. These are the options. What we should be attracting should be a panoply. We should be looking all across the business landscape. Should we be opposed to manufacturing? No. We should not be opposed to low-tech nor high-tech manufacturing. As a matter of fact, we should be looking at both. Now, maybe in different ratios. But let's be aware of who we have as a base, who we have as a work base, and make sure that every single Hoosier is able to have a high-quality job to their level. Let's not limit ourselves, and let's not pretend that other people don't matter. I think this can be done rationally. Let's be taking a look at high tech. Let's be taking a look at cyber. Let's be taking a look at AI. Let's be taking a look at biomed. Let's continue our ag growth and how we build on that. Of course we should. We should be out there competing. Doesn't mean we should give away the farm. I don't know what it is we actually offered for Amazon HQ2. I'd love to find out that number. But we didn't get it. There are things that are okay. You don't have to get it all. We don't have to sacrifice ourselves. The governor replaced the members of the IEDC. Replaced John Thompson, longtime economic success story. Replaced Mark Miles, Penske Sports and Entertainment. I don't know, do they call it Penske Sports or just Penske Entertainment? The entire IndyCar series. Those guys gone. And the list of people they put on, I don't know personally. I have no issue with them personally. Nothing about this list states we're after the big stuff. Now, the governor's office wants to disagree with me. I'm so ready to engage this. Please don't think for a second I could be run over on the subject. Tony, you don't understand. Tony, you need to educate yourself. You put John Gregg on this board. He's now on the board of the IEDC. The guy who lost the governor's race twice. He ran for governor for 5 years and lost to Eric Holcomb in 5 months. Why is he here? Well, you need a Democrat. You need that Democrat? I'm not even mad at the dude. It's a ridiculous pick. It's a ridiculous pick. It's a madness. You needed somebody from the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150? Nobody who knows cyber, nobody who knows AI, nobody who knows biomed, nobody who knows national security. Why can't we get some of those contracts and that manufacturing going on? These all seem like, I mean, they could all be lovely people. I don't know. This one investing, and this one construction, and that one construction, and the owner of Family Express convenience stores. You're not going to hear me have an issue with that. My question is, what are you after here? What does the board mean to the idea of growth? Does this board have the capacity to go out there and compete for the highest tech of the highest tech? Yes or no? Because that's not what it looks like. Now, someone is going to, in a very, very foolhardy way, say to me, "Oh, Tony, you think you're playing the elitist. You think we need the elitist on there." If I'm creating a board, I need a little bit of everything. I didn't say we shouldn't have the local business success, the people who have smaller franchises. Good, we need that. I'm not discounting it. I am saying we are loaded up with it, and that's a mistake. This is not our best foot forward. Not because these people are bad people, but because we are not engaged in the full gamut of what it is we can go after. And we haven't put the people out there who maybe can help us get there. I think it's a very strange list. A very odd list. And I'm not quite sure what the governor is doing. But if the plan is we're really going to limit the scope of the IEDC, well then, well done. Because that's what it looks like. I would be happy to speak to any of the people on this list. 1,000%. They're probably all great people. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 stopped from 465 to the south, split because of a crash blocking the left lane, and this is a construction zone, so we lose the left lane. We're down to only one lane. 33-minute delay to make that stretch on northbound from 465 up to the south, split. Crucial to know if you're coming up from Johnson County, Greenwood, Franklin, wherever it might be this morning, might want to consider using another route like US 31. Crash on the south side, another Thompson Road to Emerson Avenue, northeast side inbound 69 slowing, 96 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance, insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
76 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Getting ready for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling, Booher. BooherRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. If it's in your four walls, Booher Remodeling is the only call. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen, the most decent people who will listen to you and talk to you and explain to you, okay, here's what we're doing today. Here's what we're going to do tomorrow. Here's what we're going to do the next day. And they actually do that. It's incredible. They lay it out for you. Here's what's going to happen on these days. And it does. And that way, you don't have any stress. And not having stress while your kitchen's getting redone, I mean, it's already rough enough that you're not able to cook, and it's the center of the house, and it's all confusing. They make it easy. They make it simple. They stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee, and they are on time. Quality work, on time, with a service-oriented attitude. That is Booher Remodeling. Talk to them today about your kitchen, about your bathroom, taking that basement and turning it into a part of the house you actually want to use. Booher Remodeling, 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Booher, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. There's a lot going on. And it's all happening this morning. The so-called ceasefire that has taken place between Israel and Iran at the behest of President Trump, who made that announcement yesterday. But then Iran broke the ceasefire, and then Israel started bombing Iran again, because how else did we think this was going to go? Did the president actually think because he says peace, it changes the view of the Islamists? Because that's silly. That's ridiculous. And I don't want President Trump to be that foolhardy. Now, in the larger scale conversation, the idea of who the aggressor is here, what the issue is here, was well summed up in a conversation with Scott Jennings and Cornel West. It starts with Pete Seat, who's from right here in Indianapolis, on CNN, discussing it and discussing this ceasefire.
The Iranians do not speak the language of diplomacy unless force is used. And that is what President Trump and the United States used this past weekend in a precision, perfection way.
It's illegal, unconstitutional.
It is not illegal in any way, shape, or form.
International
the United States
you can't violate national sovereignty of a country.
Cornel West has never met a society he doesn't want destroyed. Never once, never ever. Doesn't matter what the other guy did. It doesn't matter how much they've attacked. Doesn't matter how much they've destroyed. You're wrong. And for him, it's always America wrong. It's who Cornel West is. It's ugly stuff. It always has been. And I do not argue that it brings intellectual heft. It's a really ugly way to look at the world. Enter Scott Jennings.
Why?
We
do it all the time.
I know, because America violates international law.
Who's going to stop us? Decades,
You would think morality ought to play some role.
You think it's immoral to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon?
I think that any condition.
Who's the moral actor here, Iran or the United States?
In terms of ensuring that we don't have nuclear bombs anywhere?
No, in terms of ensuing these butchers don't have nuclear bombs that they have fully said they will use on Israel.
Well, we got a larger discussion. We've got United States, Israel.
There's no equivocation.
Hold on, Scott, what they've done in Gaza gives neither one of them moral authority.
Gaza is the fault of Hamas, therefore the fault of Iran. Every death is on the hands of Hamas and the hands of the Iranians. End of discussion. Oh, I'll take that up with anybody. What they've done in Gaza. Return the hostages. Return the hostages. That's all. But no, you don't hear that from Cornel West. But this brings us to the conversation today. Trump is very unhappy because Iran violated the ceasefire. I don't know. I just, sure, I'll take it. But it doesn't stop Islamists from being Islamists. I just need everybody to be a grown-up. Israel responded. Trump is unhappy about it. He's cursing this morning. That I'm not going to share with you. I think I've got the right clip. Finger on the dump button, producer Carl, just in case. President Trump in front of Marine One.
Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
One rocket by mistake, two rockets by mistake. Eventually, you get to a lot of rockets by mistake, Mr. President. You can't create this in a fake way. You can't just decide, ceasefire. But Trump is very much true to a basic tenet, a philosophy of his that hasn't changed, which is, why are you guys fighting? Just make some money and move on with your day. The fighting is it does not register with him. But he must understand what these Islamists are all about. And if he wants to be angry with Israel for firing after a rocket was launched at them, he's more than welcome to be. I don't think the Israelis are going to be too bothered by him being upset. We'll see where this goes, for sure. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's going on, Matt?
All right, Tony, looking at a crash on the south side. It's northbound 65 between Raymond and the South Split, blocking the left lane, stopping traffic at Edgewood Avenue. Delay time keeping it at 42 minutes. Time for a reroute, possibly US 31. Looking at inbound 69 slows 106th Street, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local. Trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show, 3 o'clock this afternoon. The latest on the U.S. and Iran. Plus, former Letterman writer Jeff Boggs joins us in studio, 93 WIBC.
With all the storms that have come through, with all the storms that are coming through, what's your plan for when the power goes out? When the grid goes down, when the storm takes out a transformer, or in the winter, when ice on the power lines means you don't have power for an hour, a day, or longer. Your plan is Generator Supercenter. Right now, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. Call them. Talk to them. And from Generator Supercenter, get your free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home. You cannot put a price on peace of mind. We're talking about 24-hour monitoring that takes place of your system. And when the power goes out, boom, your Generac automatic standby generator kicks on and your family is safe and secure. Your business is up and running. You're saving money. Even when you're out of town, the Generac automatic standby generator is working when the power goes out. And financing is available with low monthly payments. Talk to Generator Supercenter and get your free estimate. Visit the showroom right there at 96 and 69 or call 317-827-0808. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Generator Supercenter, 317-827-0808. 827-0808 for Generator Supercenter. Call today.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music,
change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on open.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
President Trump says both sides violated the ceasefire. Radar clear, 77 degrees in downtown Indianapolis and climbing with the humidity. It feels like it's 81. We're moving up to 96 today, and a heat advisory is in effect until 8 on Friday night. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
And now I hear Israel just went out because they felt it was violated by one rocket that didn't land anywhere. That's not what we want, I'll tell you. And I'm telling you, I'm not happy about that, Israel, either.
President Trump speaking moments ago, right before leaving for the NATO summit.
I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back. I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay?
Israel has accused Iran of violating a ceasefire shortly after it began today, which Iran denies. President Trump's one big beautiful bill could be beautiful for gun owners.
The legislation would loosen regulations on gun silencers and certain types of rifles and shotguns. The House version would remove silencers or suppressors from the 1930s law regulating firearms considered the most dangerous, eliminating a $200 tax while also removing a layer of background checks. The Senate kept the provision on silencers in its version of the bill and expanded it, adding short-barreled or sawed-off rifles and shotguns. Republicans say the tax infringes on Second Amendment rights. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Some Republican senators say the deal on a budget bill that Congress has been working on doesn't do enough to cut spending, and they're holding out. Congressman Marlon Stutzman tells Wish TV that he believes they could still work through their differences.
I believe that we'll get it done. Republicans are united in knowing that we've got to trim the spending that Washington has been doing over the past several years, especially back down to a size that's responsible.
And Stutzman says he believes the $36 trillion debt is the greatest threat to our country. Governor Mike Braun announcing this morning that he is freezing all tuition for 15 schools in the state and the regional campuses. It is the first time since at least 2010 that more than 2 campuses in the state have done this. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Tyrese Halliburton had surgery last night in New York after tearing his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He called it a heartbreaking moment. It was their first appearance in the finals in 25 years, but they came up short in a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder, 103-91. Halliburton posting on his social media account from his hospital room, making a heart with his hands, thanking fans. He said the injury has hit him both physically and emotionally, but he vows to make a strong return. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark struggled to hit three-pointers during Sunday's loss to the Las Vegas Aces, going 1 for 10. The team finished 6 for 23 from downtown.
We got to find a way to continue to shoot and remain confident in myself, because I know I put the time in. But for me, I don't feel like it's anything that's off necessarily. But yeah, it'd be nice if they went down.
And the Indiana Fever are on the road again tonight to round out a 3-game road trip in Seattle. Tip off at 10. Major League Baseball, the Reds beat the Yankees 6-1, and the Cardinals outlasted the Chicago Cubs 8-2. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Ryan, looking at the south side, it's northbound 65. Crash at Raymond Street, blocking the left lane, stopping us all the way back to Edgewood Avenue, approaching Southport Road. Delay time just under an hour at 54 minutes. That's because the crash is in a construction zone, and with the left lane taken, we're down to one lane. Reroutes are in order here this morning, including US 31 East Street. That's the one I'm using. Also, another crash on the south side, Thompson Road at Emerson Avenue. And then on the northwest side, northbound 465, slow from 86th Street to 865. Inbound 69, tight from 106 to 465. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
76 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, I am told that it's space aged. I don't know if that's true, but I will leave that to others. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm clearing my head. I'm getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. The Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. IndianaUnclaimed.gov is where you go, is what you do. And you get your money because it belongs to you. So we're all on the live stream right now. If you go to YouTube or you go to the Twitter X, I'm Tony Katz. You see Matt Baer right there bursting out of his shirt. Bursting. Those are the flavor crystals. And then you've got producer Carl there in the middle, just like, I can't believe I do this. I don't have to wake up this early. This is ridiculous. Matt Baer, do you have enough seating in your house?
No. Yes, it's a small house, a small apartment. So yeah.
Right. But let's say you wanted some more seating. Let's say you wanted another place to sit. I have for you the space-aged brown plastic and tan leather chair.
Ooh.
Brown plastic. Right here, they say it's mid-century modern, used condition, a project piece, as the foam inside needs to be replaced.
A total marketplace item.
Matt Baer,
you got to fix it before you buy
it. They're basically selling you an uncomfortable chair.
Yes! I already sit on the floor.
Right.
What am I going to do?
Right. So basically the chair itself is like a molded plastic, and you could probably sit in that.
Oh.
And this is a leather insert that it's got this place for your butt, and then it's got the back, and it goes on the arms, and it's got the buttons on, almost like a Chesterfield kind of look. And then that's all padded. And then you sit down and you're like, This is what Captain Kirk must have felt like.
Yeah. It's going to places where no man
But
have gone
the
before.
padding, the foam needs to be replaced. Matt Bear, when you buy furniture, do you buy it to replace the foam?
Absolutely, Tony. And when the delivery people get there and set everything up, we kind of all get together and replace the foam ourselves. It's a good time. I'm looking at this thing, and this is not going to be great for the back with or without the foam. It's kind of because your butt has to go into the back. Okay, it's a butt back chair, which means your feet are going to be off the ground, which means you don't have that support. But they're not going to be off the ground like in a recliner way. It's going to be more like you can vacuum underneath them, and that's horrible for your back, Tony. I don't want you to buy this. I don't want anybody to buy this, to be honest. It's going to ruin your back. Sorry to the seller.
Matt, nobody knows what you just said.
No, I know exactly. I know what I just said. That's one.
No.
That's one person.
No one else.
It's
no one
bad
else
for
has the slightest idea of what you just said.
The chair is bad for the back.
Because of your butt?
Because of your butt positioning. Yeah, it's not just because of your butt. Listen, I don't know what your butt looks like, but I'm just saying if you slide it to the back of this
Have you ever seen a rainbow?
Double rainbow, baby.
That's what my butt looks like. Just like a double rainbow. It's all like pa-pow and pa-pam and pa-blammo.
That's good to know.
You ever hear a child's laughter? That's what my butt looks like. Like a child's laughter.
Children playing in the park. It's Tony's butt. No, I don't want this
I'm
chair.
not even lying.
It's just, one, you have to replace the foam too. It's not going to be good for you. So I don't know. It is cool looking, man. You look like this. It looks like you sit in this and you're going straight to the moon, baby. It is space aged and it has that look and that that alternate timeline future look. And I guess if that's what you're looking for, go for it. But you're going to ruin your life if you buy it. That's all I'm saying.
You're going to ruin your life. Take it from Matt Bear. You're going to ruin your life if you buy this chair.
Buy this chair, you're going to hell. That's all I'm saying. Too much, Carl.
No, you're fine. You're
Carl's
good.
looking the other way now.
You're good. It is $50, Matt Bear.
No.
Well,
25.
It's door pickup in Fishers, and I'm telling you right now, if you happen to have some excess foam, which some people have, you don't know what they keep.
Put bubble wrap in it. That'd be fun, man. You sit down and the bubble wrap explodes.
It's like the internal whoopee cushion.
Yes. Yes. Gotcha.
It's there for you. It's right there. Matt says no. I say maybe. It's got a cool factor, and I think your butt's going to be fine.
Your butt's going to be fine. Your back's going to hurt like hell.
And if your butt is anything like mine, it already is.
It's double rainbow.
Hey now.
Hey now.
That's it.
Good Lord.
That's it right there. The whole list is at WIBC.com. Check it out for yourself. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Home sales activity is good, but not great. So many homes, if improperly marketed, are sitting on the market. Hiring the wrong agent will cost you time and money. So hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. That expert is Mark Dietel. Perhaps with a growing family or working from home, you need more space. I know exactly what that is like. Mark Dietel, the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. John in Greencastle said, I just bought a home in Greencastle. Shortly after, my son moved to Fishers area, which left me an hour away from family and 45 minutes away from work. A big mistake, and I felt stuck since I'd been in the home less than a year. I asked the Mark Dietel team for help, and they delivered big. My home sold in 14 days for the price I needed, and so I could move closer to family and work. Guys, call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. Call 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Breaking news updates, local headlines, and statewide coverage are always available at WIBC.com. When the news moves fast, we will too. Stay in the know while you're on the go with WIBC.com.
Hey, it's Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. You might see inflation, rapidly changing economic policy, drastic turns in the stock market. All this can affect the financial markets in the short term, but making impulsive changes to your retirement portfolio just doesn't make sense. Instead, Trajan Wealth will help you review your strategy, make sure it's right for your goals. Call Trajan Wealth and set your first appointment. It's free, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Rapid changes because of what's in the news isn't sound investment strategy, and the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth know this. Whether retirement is decades away or just around the corner, my pals at Trajan can ensure you feel prepared for any financial shift with long-term sound investment strategy. Call today, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Northbound 65 on the south side. Crash at Raymond, blocking the left lane, stopping us back to Southport Road. Delay time is 50 minutes, 50. Also looking at a crash on the south side, Thompson Road and Emerson Avenue. East side northbound 465 slows from 70 up to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 76 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Save on top brands like Electrolux, Frigidaire, and more during the Red, White, and Blue sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. That's grandappliance.com.
So I did some editing. If you want to question whether or not President Trump is a happy man, this was the full quote. I mean, it was a 3-4 minute presser there in front of Marine One. I think is he heading to the Netherlands? Is that where he's going? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. But he's commenting on the so-called ceasefire, and then Iran the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Well, that'd be nice. Doesn't necessarily solve all of the problems, but remember what Trump is after. Remember who he is, what it is that moves him. So you have this alleged ceasefire, and the Iranians say they're going to do it, and then the Israelis eventually said, to me, it took a little bit of time. They're going to do it, and then the next thing you know, there's a missile coming from Iran, and then there's a series of bombings that comes from Israel because you just launched a missile. Trump is not pleased, and people are talking about this because Trump said some no-no words. This, I have the edit. Here's what happened.
They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Are you questioning if Israel is committed? Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I for a guy who has said enough things to stun a crowd, I think that's what just took place there. I think that the reporters assembled were like, what did I just hear from the leader of the free world? It's imperative to do two things. Understand where Trump is coming from and understand the situation in a larger context. I get where Trump is coming from. No fighting makes sense to him. The fight happens until the fight ends, and then get back to creating a deal. Get back to making money. Get back to living your life. What are you all being so weird for? He cannot process this idea. He can't. It's beyond him. It's anathema to him. He wants no part of that. And he thinks the people who do this, engage in forever fighting, engage in constant scrap, he doesn't understand it. It doesn't work for him. Now, everything, of course, goes by his timeline and his rules, which he has been successful at in his career. The other side of this is, do you really think you're going to have peace with the Islamic Republic of Iran, with an Ayatollah or whoever is running the country? Because I don't actually know if the Ayatollah is still alive or not. I have no idea. Who has built his entire life and their entire existence on the destruction of Israel and the destruction of America. All of a sudden, there's peace? Yesterday, they called you the great Satan. Today, it's like, kidding. We kid. I'm a kidder. Would you like an espresso? That's not the way the world works. Trump must know this, because if he doesn't know this, I am very, very bothered. Do I think that you have peace in the region? Absolutely not. I don't think you can have peace in the region with the Ayatollah in power. But this brings up the part two. If there is a peace deal, a ceasefire, does that include for the Iranian people who would like to get rid of the Ayatollah and actually have a life that isn't run by an Islamist Republic hellscape? Or an Islamist hellscape? They call themselves the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's not a republic. What if the people rise up? Are they allowed to? If the Ayatollah starts shooting at the people, does Trump have a thought then? I'm saying that just because you want it doesn't mean that it happens. And I appreciate that Trump wants it. He wants the result of the action on the nuclear facilities to be a good one. I just can't imagine he's going to get what he wants like this. Matt Bear has traffic.
Crash clear. Southside northbound 65 at Raymond, still stopped from Southport Road past 465. Southeast side crash westbound at Arlington, slowing us 274. Crash in the north split, slowing us to Shadeland. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now. B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each earning station.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. Cancer screening tests can help keep the person you love around longer by detecting changes before cancer develops, or catch it early when it may be easier to treat. And many tests are available for free or covered by insurance. It's time to sound like a broken record. Tell all your friends and family, I love you. Get screened. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, when forecasters say you can expect some relief from this heat, what Governor Mike Braun says he wants to do for you when it comes to the rising cost of tuition, and what the Indiana Pacers are saying about their Star Guard surgery last night. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
President Trump is unhappy with Iran and Israel. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, saying both sides violated the ceasefire agreement.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
The president telling reporters outside the White House before he took off for the NATO summit he's not happy that Iran fired missiles, and
I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it.
Well, he called Israel's prime minister from Air Force One, then posted on Truth Social a short time ago, Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home, adding the ceasefire is in effect. Now, before the president got involved again, this is what happened.
Israel says it was actually 2 rockets. An infuriated defense minister, Israel Katz, said the following: I've instructed the IDF to respond forcefully to Iran's violation of the ceasefire with high-intensity strikes of regime targets.
Now, Fox's Mike Tobin is in Beersheba, where an Iranian missile attack before the ceasefire took effect killed at least 4 Israelis. Back to the president. Days after the U.S. airstrikes he ordered hit 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, he also told reporters,
Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished.
Likely referencing the Fordo site key to uranium enrichment in a program feared to be building weapons. That's expected to be a topic, along with Ukraine, at the gathering with other NATO leaders.
It's the first NATO summit of his second term, so he's going to arrive there tonight. That's really going to get going tomorrow. There is some positive news here on the defense spending side, because one of President Trump's goals going to The Hague was convincing allies to increase their defense spending to 5%, to make this a pledge among allies. And what we're hearing right now, that it appears that those member countries will be doing so, all of those members aside from Spain.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The real feel will push temperatures into the triple digits. Your radar is clear. It's 79 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 96 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
We have a heat advisory in effect for all of central Indiana through Friday night.
Forecaster Cody Moore at the National Weather Service Indianapolis talks about what a heat wave really means.
It's an extended period of above normal temperatures. This definitely constitutes as a heat wave. I mean, we're going to have nearly a week of significantly above average temperatures for this time of year, because our average highs are right now in like the mid 80s. We're, almost 10 degrees above normal.
And Moore says there is a small chance for rain today and tomorrow, but it won't do much to cool down these temperatures. Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton is leaning on his faith to make it through his recovery from his injury. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
The night following the Pacers' NBA Finals Game 7 loss to Oklahoma City on Sunday, Tyrese Halliburton made it through surgery in New York to repair his torn Achilles tendon in his right leg. The injury occurred early in the game, leaving Halliburton visibly distraught on the court. In a post to social media, Halliburton said more than anything, he is grateful for every single experience that's led him here, and he expects to get right back to being the best version of Tyrese Halliburton. He added a picture from his hospital bed with his hands up in the shape of a heart. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A tuition freeze. That's what Governor Mike Braun announced earlier this morning. He says it's in effect for all 15 schools, including the regional campuses, and they've agreed to freeze tuition for in-state students for the next 2 academic years. The move follows Braun's request last month to keep costs flat and cut back on waste without compromising educational quality. Congressman Andre Carson says he's concerned that the Middle East conflict could get out of hand. Carson, who sits on the House Intelligence Committee, emphasized the impact on troops and their families, noting the uncertainty surrounding their deployment timeline. Our country's excessive spending has gotten us into a bind, says a Hoosier representative. Here's Chris Davis.
The economy is suffering because of government spending, says Republican Congressman Marlin Stutzman of Indiana.
And I believe that Republicans, including President Trump, know that we have got to grow this economy. We have got to get the foot of the federal government off the back of the American people and the American economy so it can grow.
He tells Wish TV that he believes Republicans will unite on a budget bill that serves two purposes, both cutting spending and reducing the national debt of $36 trillion, which he says is the greatest national threat. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Fever know they're not playing as well as they can or should be playing after a loss to the Las Vegas Aces on Sunday. They'll look to bounce back tonight in Seattle. Tip-off at 10. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Ryan, we have a crash in the north split. It's westbound 70, right where you start to merge from northbound 65-70 and westbound 70. So it's like as you're heading to Meridian Penn, and that ramp is open. It is partially blocked with a backup stretching to Shadeland Avenue. On the southeast side, crash westbound 465 at Arlington Avenue. It blocks two right lanes, backing us up to 74. The crash cleared northbound 65 at Raymond. Traffic is stop and go back to Southport Road. That's a delay of 14 minutes. And another crash on the south side, Thompson Road at Emerson Avenue. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. And inbound 69. Good morning, Fisher. Slow from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Save on top brands like Electrolux, Frigidaire, and more during the Red, White, and Blue sale. Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. That's grandappliance.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Ryan Morris, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Sunny, hot, and humid to start off today. The one difference we're going to see today compared to some of our prior days, we'll have spotty downpours developing in the afternoon. That's going to be mainly north of I-70. High temperatures today getting in mid-90s with the heat index in the triple digits. For tonight, mostly clear, low temperatures once again in the mid-70s with muggy air. As we go into tomorrow, sunny start, partly cloudy through the afternoon. We'll have scattered showers and storms across central Indiana. This will be a better rain chance than what we're going to see for today. High temperatures also getting into the 90s. And we're going to stay in the 90s through the end of the week, potentially into the weekend. Not much relief in sight. If we're going to see relief, probably won't come until early next week.
Yeah, we know. And that stinks. We fight through it. Stay hydrated. Keep the pets hydrated. Check on the neighbors. It's going to be some hot, oppressive humidity. Really gross stuff over the next few days. Ryan Morris, Wish TV meteorologist. We appreciate it. Right now, we've got 76 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07. So the ceasefire didn't take. Maybe it will tomorrow. President Trump announced a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. And then Iran launched a missile. President Trump says it might not have been purposeful. Might have been by mistake. Well, Israel's not going to take that chance. And they just bombed the snot out of Iran. The president is unpleased. That's where we're at today. Lord only knows where we'll be at tomorrow. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. The UAW screwed up well. The story from the New York Post that in 2023, August, the union voted to liquidate about $340 million in stock investments to pay striking workers that was going to start the following month. And then the remaining funds were to be reinvested after the protests ended. The strike ended in October of 2023. 1 month of picketing and the strike ended. But after a year, the money wasn't reinvested. I don't know what they were thinking. Reuters has reviewed the documents, and because the money wasn't reinvested, the UAW lost out on earnings of approximately $80 million. Who gets fired? It's a union. No one gets fired. Who gets fired? It is a stunning thing to see. What a mistake. Because you're dealing with pensions, you're dealing with pension obligations. Managing these things matters greatly. I'm curious to see how a union thinks of and how they look at how the rank and file looks at the union not protecting their financial interests. I'm curious to see how that works. Whether there will be a reaction, whether people indeed will be fired. In the meantime, it's about one big, beautiful bill. That is still on the table. And it still doesn't have the pieces in play. It doesn't have everybody there ready to go. Kelly Loeffler is the Small Business Administration Administrator, and she is on the road selling the bill. As is with the Senate changes, that's what I'm curious about. She's in town. She's in Indianapolis to do this. She joins us next to break it down. What is the conversation that she's having? What is it that she's hearing back? And then, of course, as someone who has served time in the U.S. Senate, I wonder what she thinks of President Trump's move in Iran. The former senator, the SBA administrator, Kelly Loeffler, joins us next, scheduled to join us next. Keep it here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com. Heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Chip did.
I'm a real car guy, and I have a garage that I got tired of fighting the epoxy fight. Finally, I saw something on Facebook, and I got interested in Galaxy. Looked like a real good solution to me.
Homer business, Galaxy's got you covered.
My house is on a post-tension slab. It can get cracked, so what these guys did was they came in and they grooved out all those little cracks, and now it's one complete lovely surface, very pleasant on the eyes.
Transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And Galaxy Concrete Coatings comes with a lifetime warranty.
You can just tell by looking at it, it's going to be impervious to anything I can throw at it for as long as I can imagine. And I haven't looked back since. I love it.
Click on Galaxy Concrete Coatings today. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, we are out of this world.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic Center. What do we know?
Southeast side crash westbound 465 at Arlington Avenue. 2 right lanes closed. Traffic is stopped back to Burkeville Road, completely stopped right now. And then we look at westbound 70. That's a crash in the north split right as westbound 70 and northbound 6570 start to merge, and this has a backup that comes with it to Arlington Avenue. The crash did clear on the south side, northbound 65 at Raymond Street. Still stop and go through that construction, South Keystone Avenue into the south split, delayed by 7 minutes. And now on the east side, looking at northbound 465, slow from 70 past Penn Pike and inbound 69. Stop and go traffic 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all 50 states where work is performed. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 78 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16. The one big beautiful bill is not yet passed. Certainly the Senate is discussing it, but they have not come to the deal that's going to send it back to the House. The president wants this done by Independence Day. The clock is ticking. Tony Katz, good to be with you. Kelly Loeffler is the administrator of the Small Business Administration, former senator from Georgia, and she is on, I think, on a tour of discussing the one big beautiful bill, codifying these tax cuts, some other things that are involved here, discussing this with small business and making the case for its passage. She is in our beloved Indianapolis right now. She joins me on the line. Administrator, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Did you expect this kind of fight from within the Republican Party or these kinds of hurdles that would have to be overcome to get this bill passed at this stage of the game?
Well, look, good morning, Tony. Great to be with y'all and all the Hoosiers across this great state. Waking up in southern Indiana this morning and heading to Indianapolis this afternoon. Look, this is how it works. I mean, you know, the House sent over a good bill over to the Senate, and now the Senate wants to put their stamp and their fingerprints on it. And you know, this is the normal process. And the sausage making isn't pretty, but this is how our great nation works. And look, John Thune, my former colleague and now majority leader, said he's going to keep people there to get it done. And as I travel across this state and so many others, the American people are counting on it. And every day that this bill doesn't pass is one less day that Americans, hardworking Americans, will have to benefit from this, which is tax cuts, which is increased child tax credit, raising the standard deduction, putting more money in hardworking Americans' pockets.
The big, of course, argument for doing this is the codifying of the tax cuts from 2017, not letting those sunset, because if you don't, that's going to be seen as a tax increase, and that's how it's going to get played. And certainly there's an argument that Democrats are very fine with a tax increase. As you've been talking to your former colleagues in the Senate, where is the real sticking point? Is it spending cuts or something that we haven't been apprised of?
Well, Tony, it's any number of things. I went to speak with my former colleagues 2 weeks ago at their Senate lunch just to advocate for small businesses, to ensure that voice of our 34 million job creators was heard by them. But, I think there's some very, specific to their state, which is what you would expect, and that's what the senators are supposed to do, is advocate for the needs in their home state. But the overarching point that you just made is exactly the key one. We would have a $4 trillion tax increase on hardworking Americans that would cost everyone a tax increase. They would have less take-home pay. We wouldn't get no tax on tips, no tax on overtimes. I've heard amazing stories from waitresses, from welders, how important these two provisions are. I mean, if you think about not passing this bill, it would penalize work and incentivize government welfare programs and dependency. I mean, that's how stark this contrast is. And I think that's where the senators are. They're just trying to make sure that the incentives in this bill are aligned with, conservative policies. But at the end of the day, this bill represents President Trump's agenda that puts America first and hardworking Americans and small businesses first. That's what we elected him for, and that's what we need the Senate to get done, get it over to the House, and get it done by July 4th.
Hey, if we're going to have no tax on tips, I'm going to redo my entire contract to be paid on tips. Talking to Kelly Loeffler, administrator of the Small Business Administration, SBA_Kelly is where you find the administrator there on the Twitter X. But you're out there talking to small business owners. You're coming to Indianapolis. You're coming to the Midwest. I could argue that you're doing the sales pitch to try and get them to be supportive of this legislation. Your conversations with small business owners so far, do you hear a hesitation? Are there specific questions that you're getting about the legislation? How do you answer those questions?
Well, frankly, not at all. They're just saying, how quickly can we get this bill done? So many small businesses are spring-loaded to invest once they have the certainty of the tax cuts, the 100%, the immediate expensing of investments. I've walked factory floors with small businesses that have said, if I can buy a new machine and depreciate it right away, that helps me with cash flow. I've talked to workers who said they'll start doing more overtime when they're not taxed exorbitantly on overtime. So there's no hesitancy, and that's what my message has been to my former colleagues in the Senate, which is this bill is critical to hardworking families. So small businesses, this is rocket fuel for an economy that's already turning around. President Trump has brought inflation to 4-year lows. And we've created over 600,000 jobs in the first 5 months. Confidence is back. This bill will really push through President Trump's agenda that he'll be able to build the next 3.5 years on, and we'll take this economy to new heights that lifts everyone up, just like it did in 2017.
Work with me on specifics, because if it's good for President Trump, I think people are happy about that. But I think small business owners, myself being one of them, I want to know what's in it for me. With all due respect, I focus where I focus, and I think that many small business owners do the same. What specifically can you point to in the legislation that states that if this happens, if this passes, you as a small business owner with 10 employees, 50 employees, whatever the case may be, here's how your life gets better? Not just the tax cuts. What other things?
Well, the tax cuts being chief among them. I mean, you will maintain that 20% pass-through deduction, so it'll prevent your taxes from doubling, which would be fatal to so many small businesses that operate on narrow margins. But you will have that 100% expensing on capital investments, on research and development, on Made in America. What does that mean? I buy a piece of equipment. I'm a restaurant. I buy a new stove for my kitchen. In my restaurant, I can write it off 100% in the first year. That reduces the money out the door to the federal government for taxes. I can use it to hire or reinvest in my business. And it ensures that we have that job creation incentive on Main Street by, looking at our programs and saying, if you're an able-bodied person and you're not working, it does have some work requirement, which is an 80-20 issue. We have millions and millions of people, 4.8 million to be specific, able-bodied on government health care that don't work. We need to get people back into the workforce, because when I talk to small businesses, they say our number one need is a skilled workforce. We need to encourage people to get back in. So what it does is it creates an economy that has the right incentive structure with low taxes, incentives for work, and rewards for work. So I think Main Street, that's why the bill is estimated to add 1 million jobs to Main Street and $750 billion in economic opportunity. So when small businesses do better, the workers do better, Main Street does better, and it's a virtuous cycle.
Talking to Kelly Loeffler. She is the Small Business Administrator, Small Business Administration, SBA_Kelly on the Twitter X. Before I let you go, as somebody who has served in the Senate, you've now seen the president engage with this bombing raid, taking out 3 nuclear enrichment sites in Iran, and there's been this conversation about who was notified and how were they notified, and people claim they weren't notified when they were, and this question of constitutionality. As a former senator, would you expect to have been notified of this type of action from the U.S. military?
Well, first of all, I think President Trump's been very clear and shown the receipts that he did call leaders. And I was in the Senate back in 2020 in January when he took out Qasem Soleimani. He had every right to do that action under Article 2, Section 2. He had every right to do exactly what he did, a very targeted effort to ensure that Iran could not build a nuclear weapon. And thanks to President Trump's courage, his bold leadership, the United States and frankly, the entire world is safer because of Donald Trump's strength and the actions he took to make sure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. And he's going to stay on that. That is what we elected him to do. And every single American, and frankly, everyone at NATO should be thanking him today, because he has done something that world leader after world leader in the last 4 decades hasn't been able to do.
You're coming to Indianapolis talking about the one big, beautiful bill. Where on your schedule do they have you going for lunch or dinner? We've got to make sure you're going to the right spots.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that is. You're absolutely right. I love going to our local restaurants. Let me see. I know I'm having a breakfast down here. I'm not sure they're going to give me lunch today.
That's savagery.
I know. It's you eat a kind of a farmer's breakfast, and then maybe you can make it for the whole day.
Well, I don't know how much a farmer's breakfast entails for you, so I can't answer that. But if you need the recommendations, we've got you covered. Indy is an outrageously good food town.
Well, I know. I was there for the Indy 500, and I got to have a lot of that. So that was fantastic. So I'm thrilled to be back.
Kelly Loeffler, if you need suggestions, just ask. We'll get them to you. Small Business Administrator, SBA_Kelly on the Twitter X. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Enjoy Indianapolis. Come by more often. Bring friends. Matt Bear, he's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
What's happening, Tony? Looking at westbound 70 in a north split crash where the 2 interstates merge, and that has us backed up to Shadelet Avenue. The ramps are open, just tricky right now. On the east side, southbound 465, still jammed Washington 274 and a little bit beyond. That's because of a crash at Arlington. Just pushed to the shoulder, so all lanes are open, and that's helping out the traffic flow in that area. Northbound 65 slows Edgewood Avenue to 465, and again, from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. That is a construction delay. Northwest side, northbound 465, slow 86th Street up to 865, and inbound 69 stop and go 106 282nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Hogsett says he wants to move past the scandals. We just want to move past Hogsett.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Your car, your truck, how's it running? Yeah, that's what I thought. You need to talk to Andy Moore. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Those are the people who are going to get you your next car, your next truck, your next SUV, your next fleet vehicle. Employee pricing on basically everything they've got. That's what Andy Moore Ford is offering. The F-150s, the Super Duties, the Explorers, the Expeditions, all with employee pricing. This is the time to get your next car, get your next truck, your electric vehicle, fleet vehicle. Oh, you've got a business. You've got work trucks, work vans. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield has the selection. You've never seen anything like it. From medium to heavy duty F-Series trucks, the biggest Super Duty inventory in the entire state. The largest, over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for your business, and you can save thousands on medium and heavy duty commercial trucks because Andy will always give you more. Andy Moore. Listen, it's a pun, but it happens to be true. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. Incredible people, incredible service. Visit them in person, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford, MOHR, AndyMooreFord.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How the one big, beautiful bill can help small businesses. Radar is clear, 77 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 96 today. We have a heat advisory in effect for the next several days. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31.
You will maintain that 20% pass-through deduction, so it'll prevent your taxes from doubling, which would be fatal to so many small businesses that operate on narrow margins.
That's Kelly Loeffler. She's the head of the Small Business Administration, explaining to Tony Katz in the Morning News a couple of minutes ago how the passage of Trump's one big, beautiful bill would help small business owners.
But you will have that 100% expensing on capital investments, on research and development, on Made in America. What does that mean? I buy a piece of equipment. I'm a restaurant. I buy a new.
And Loeffler will be in Indianapolis today to talk to small business owners. Donald Trump boarding Marine One on the South Lawn just last hour.
And now I hear Israel just went out because they felt it was violated by one rocket that didn't land anywhere. That's not what we want, I'll tell you. And I'm telling you, I'm not happy about that, Israel, either.
Of course, President Trump referring to the ceasefire that was supposed to be in effect between Israel and Iran. President Trump addressing reporters right before he headed to the NATO summit.
I don't think I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back. I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay?
And Israel has accused Iran of violating the cease order, which Iran denies. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill could be beautiful for gun owners.
The legislation would loosen regulations on gun silencers and certain types of rifles and shotguns. The House version would remove silencers or suppressors from a 1930s law regulating firearms considered the most dangerous, eliminating a $200 tax while also removing a layer of background checks. The Senate kept the provision on silencers in its version of the bill and expanded it, adding short-barreled or sawed-off rifles and shotguns. Republicans say the tax infringes on Second Amendment rights. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
In southern Indiana, a woman is facing several criminal charges after police say she abused kids.
Police watched a video that showed Darlene Willis grabbing one of the children by the neck and shoving them onto a bed. One of the children was her grandson who had autism. Willis punched him in the face and scratched his neck, causing him to struggle for breath. Police say the children had scratches and blood from their faces. They talked to the third child about the abuse, and their story was exactly what was shown in the video, and Willis was then taken to jail. Jake McDaniel, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
And all that happened at an Evansville home, say police. Gas prices up and down this morning in Indianapolis to $3.09 statewide, but you could get gas a little bit cheaper on the west side of Indianapolis for about $2.90 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Tyrese Halliburton had surgery Monday night. The Indiana Pacers guard tore his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, writhing in pain, pounding the court, knowing that his opportunity for a championship had slipped away. Halliburton called the injury frustrating and heartbreaking, apologizing to fans, making a heart shape with his fans on social media, but promised to bounce back with hard work and diligence from his injury. The Indiana Fever chasing a bounce-back win tonight in Seattle after dropping 2 straight. Caitlin Clark says they're close to firing on all cylinders, but after Sunday's loss, she says things need to improve from beyond the arc.
I think that's what's kind of been frustrating about these few losses. And I think for us today, I think this is much different than the Golden State loss. I think in Golden State, we just got straight up outplayed and, out hustled.
Clark was 1 of 10 from three-point range. Game tips off tonight at 10 o'clock. And this is the Fever last game on the road. I'm Ryan Hedrick. On the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. And here's Matt Baer.
Northeast side, a new crash on westbound 465. This is before Keystone Avenue on the shoulder with a little bit of a slowdown. No delay here at the moment. Inbound 65, looking slow. MLK 221st, and we have a crash on the north split. It's westbound at 70 where the interstates merge like you're heading to Meridian Penn. This has a backup to Shadelet Avenue. Northbound 65 slow, Edgewood Avenue to 465, and again after Keystone Avenue into the south split. And the southeast side crash just cleared. They just pulled away. Traffic is still stop and go from Arlington Avenue back to Washington Street, US 40. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 78 degrees. Oh, it's just garbage out there. I don't even like saying it. 78 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Of course I love my parents, I really do, but often felt angry with them because I was always screaming so they could hear me on the telephone. All that has changed thanks to the CapTel phone from Relay, Indiana. We're so much better off because now my parents can read what I'm saying on the CapTel caption telephone. Our conversations are pleasant. Because through voice recognition technology, my words appear to them on an easy-to-read screen right on the telephone. Thanks, Relay Indiana.
Learn more at RelayIndiana.com.
Trust employee owned. B-Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Dow futures up 259. NASDAQ futures up 208. I guess the world didn't come to an end. Just didn't. Huh. A lot of people said you hit these nuclear enrichment facilities and, Americans are going to die and it's all going to be terrible. And that just didn't happen. I'm not saying everything is perfect. I'm saying that the people who said that should apologize for saying those things. Whether their name is Candace or Dave or Tucker or anything else, that was just wrong. You can have your opinions, as daft as I may think they are. But wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. That's where the market is right now. Oil prices. Now, this one's sensational because we have discussed that oil has ticked up and certainly ticked up, and concerns about what happens if there's a war. What happens if there's a blockade of the Straits of Hormuz? Oil prices dropped yesterday like it was their job. We were discussing West Texas crude at $74, $75 a barrel. Brent crude at $77. West Texas crude right now, $65.79. Brent crude, $68.64. It's a $10 drop. A barrel. If you're Trump, you just look around and you're like, what? What'd I say? What? You know, that's what I do. Somebody get me a Diet Coke. That's basically all you do if you're him. You kind of giggle to yourself and you move on. The 10-year Treasury right now is at 4.346. That hasn't specifically moved too much. You had the quote-unquote violation of the ceasefire, which I don't know what to make of it. I just don't believe it to be possible based on the theories and histories of Islamists. Just don't. But you have this alleged ceasefire. You have the violation of the ceasefire. You have Trump very, very unhappy with the violation of the ceasefire. Trump basically ordering Netanyahu to turn planes around. Netanyahu is not going to pay attention to that. He's just not. He'll deal with Trump afterward. That's what's going on. And Trump saying of Iran and Israel, I mean, speaking very, very bluntly, as he is known to do, that these two countries, well,
I'm not happy with Iran either, but I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
They're not shying away from that. They literally quoted it in the Pool report. They didn't fudge it. They didn't move it. They said, here's what the president said. Have a nice day. Trump really does not dig war. It is beyond his concepts. What is wrong with you people? Just be normal. That's his philosophy. And be normal on my standard. That's really his philosophy. Islamists have a far different standard, sir. Far, far, far different. We'll get more into it right now. Matt Bear has traffic. It's not? But what if I wanted to do traffic? We'll be back because Matt will do traffic then because I got the time.
Hammer and Nigel.
Big, beautiful bill. It's big. And it's a bill.
We're going to grow this economy. We're going to spend some money. But you got to spend money to make money.
Does anybody trust the government, Republicans or Democrats, to get it right and do that? But if this were Democrats pushing through another $5 trillion, we'd say, what the hell are you doing? If you don't stop the spending, we're going to run out of money.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Applied Innovation customer Alicia Staley, office manager for McEnany Roofing, has reduced dependency on paper with a document management solution from Applied Innovation.
So it makes looking for documents pretty much effortless.
With this paperless solution and improved workflow, you recommend Applied Innovation?
Oh, yes. I like to talk to a lot of different people. I'm the social butterfly, so as much as I can spread how wonderful they are, I definitely do. And I've never had such prompt customer service and care like this with any other company.
Your slogan, Innovative Solution Since 1985, is perfect for your Applied Innovation partnership.
There's a lot of benefits. I have to say, number one, definitely a great partnership. Two, financial-wise, we have saved a lot of money by signing up with Applied Innovation.
Start your partnership and save money. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Traffic on the 5s, Matthew Bear. See, this is the time we do traffic. I just want everyone to know that. In the WIBC Traffic Center, what's going on?
All right, Tony, looking at the north side, it's a crash westbound 465 before Keystone Avenue. It blocks the right lane, slowing us back to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 106th Street, 282nd. Crash clear westbound 70 in the north split, still backed up to Shadeland Avenue. Crash clear southeast side, westbound 465 at Arlington, slow from southeastern back to Brookville. Northbound 65 construction delay continues from Keystone Avenue up to the south split. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Visit ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves 78 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Tired of digging through noise to find real news? Go straight to WIBC.com. Local stories, statewide impact, national headlines, info that matters. When news breaks, WIBC.com is already on it. Stay on the know while you're on the go.
It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
There are screening tests to catch cancer early. Visit cancer.org/getscreened.
Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl, he has selected a theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. And there's some people in the chat room who are clearly cheating. They're Shazamming, and nope, not cool. Not cool at all. It's very Star Trek-y. It's outrageously Star Trek-y.
That is true.
Spacey. But since someone in the chat room is cheating, I have to pull myself out of this because I've already seen it, and therefore I cannot answer this question. I will go to a phone a friend and let Matt Bear tell us what this theme song is. Matt Bear, what is this television theme song?
This is Double Dare, Tony.
Nice. He went full Mark Summers. Rarely does such a thing happen. I'm telling you right now, it is not me. You're allowed to guess. You're not allowed to cheat. And if the cheating continues, there will be punishments. This is the theme to Battlestar Galactica. Is this the theme to the new one that came out a few years back?
78.
Okay. About to say, yeah, I would never have gotten this. Never once, never ever, not in the bajillion years would I have been able to figure this one out.
Nor does that person in the chat room.
I think that they may have cheated. I think that they may have cheated, and I just think that is not cool. And now they're claiming who needs to cheat for this, and now they're questioning my words. Now they're mad at me, right?
This is a war.
Right. Yes. So who do you think you are, Katz, calling me a cheater? So I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's happening. So anyway, that's what it is. And we have a full list of these over there at WIBC.com. We've got everything going on over there. You can just go and see all the television theme songs that we have done. They're all right there waiting for you. So that's all I've got. And we'll move on. Tony Katz today at noon. We will discuss this so-called peace deal more. Because things are what they are and they are not what they are not. And that's just reality. And right now, the idea that there is a ceasefire, I don't know what to say about that. In response to Iran's violations of the ceasefire, the Israeli Defense Forces saying they destroyed a radar array near Tehran. Following President Trump's conversation with Prime Minister Netanyahu, according to Mike Tobin of Fox News, Israel refrained from further attacks. You're not going to see me be opposed to peace. You're just going to see me recognize that peace with Islamists, very, very difficult. Kroger is going to close 60 stores in the next 18 months. I think this is a conversation about how they grew and where they see the marketplace and saying we just don't need all of these locations in all of these places. Not all of our stores are delivering the sustainable results we need to position our company for future success. This morning, we announced plans to close approximately 60 stores over the next 18 months. We don't know where this is going to be. We do not know. And their plan is to move the vast majority of employees to other stores. It's not that the company itself is having issue. They're saying which stores are working, which stores aren't. So that's the latest. It's one of those situations where you see this, wow, I guess the economy isn't doing well. No, not this. This is a company saying, hey, we need to be a little more focused here. That's the story. I'll have more on the so-called peace deal at news, and Alligator Alcatraz got approved. We live in a very interesting timeline. Go to TonyKatz.com, subscribe, be a part of it. Find the podcast, Tony Katz in the Morning News, wherever it is you get your podcasts. Kendall and Casey are up next, and Matt Bear has traffic.
Inbound 69 on the northeast side, crash before 96th Street, blocking the left lane, slowing us down to 116th Street.